I'd had enough of messing with that drain pipe.
Okay. How about this?
It smelled like someone had dumped a truckload of fish in a locker room on a hot summer afternoon.
Vivid imagery from George. How about this manhole cover?
The cover was too heavy and awkward to lift with my bare hands.
Too awkward to lift with your bare hands. How about this trash can? Apparently, there is a cat in the trash can. So, great. Nowhere to go but through the manhole cover, which I can't get through right now. Let's talk to this gentleman here. Hello, dear sir.
Hey, you!
I thought you'd been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah! I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess.
Tell me about this guy.
Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Can't beat. I could have knocked his block off.
Work is a rare and confusing thing to Parisians. What Wizard says, what is this accent? I think it is supposed to be a French accent. What Wizard?
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantar.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people.
Regret and remorse. Emotions that confuse Americans.
Did you see a clown come by this way?
A clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
Oh, those guys are funny, aren't they?
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by? Some of us have to work for a living.
Tell me more about this clown that you haven't seen.
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He was wearing multicolored baggy trousers and makeup.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
Tell me more about this clown
Listen, I have to find that clown.
that you have not seen.
He's a killer.
Say, who are you anyhow? A cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
No, but you act like one, sticking your nose in where it's not wanted. How do you know this guy's a killer?
Anti-police
Did you
sentiment
see
is
him in
strong
action?
among
Didn't
blue-collar
you hear the
Parisians.
explosion? The cafe was blown up.
I wondered what that bang was. Any bodies?
Yeah, an old man was killed.
Merde.
An old man.
I didn't think it was that serious. What about the waitress?
Oh, she's fine.
Thank the saints.
Good. What Wizard says, surely you've seen a clown. Everyone has seen clowns. Yes. This newspaper.
Would you like to read my newspaper?
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh, take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Work. Quite unpopular.
Ah, look at this. Damn bleeding heart liberals. Tcha! Save the dolphins. Catch them and eat them, I say. All that fuss over a bunch of fish. Nah, that's more like it. Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this? Saladin running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend. Bucephalus reborn, mon ami. Like a streak of lightning she is.
This man eventually left his career as a French laborer to become a
Do me a
Fox News
favor, won't
commentator.
you? Keep an eye on my hole. I'm off to put some money on that nag.
What about your toolbox?
Stuff it. Help yourself.
Alright. What Wizard says, why is he speaking English? Because this character, whose name is George, is an American, and thus he speaks to Parisians in English.
I'd found just what I wanted. A tool for lifting manhole covers.
Good. I have a tool for lifting manhole covers. And what is this? Ah, it's a telephone. I can call Nico Collard.
Hello, Nico Collard.
Hello? It's George.
Oh, hi.
Well, I haven't had a lot of luck.
You found nothing.
No.
Look, I'm very busy right now. Call me if you have any news, okay?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Adieu, monsieur.
See you.
Alright, time to go back to that manhole cover. That laborer told me to keep an eye on his hole. And so, I am going to lift this manhole. Oops. I wanted to go into my inventory, not the menu. Alright.
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
What Wizard says the music makes this manhole lifting device seem like the best thing anyone could find. Like, in this world, people are finding manhole lifting devices with the same frequency as people are finding true love. Well, perhaps. Perhaps manhole covers are the creme de la creme in Paris. Quite rare. Alright. What is this?
As I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn. It was the clown's red nose.
Ah, the red nose of the clown, you say?
The nose was hollow. Printed on the inside were the words, La Risée du Monde, Paris. It was a bright red plastic nose, part of a clown's costume.
A clown's costume, you say? What is this?
I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers.
Well, I guess I just picked up a greasy tissue.
It was the soggy tissue I'd found in the sewers.
Okay, so George just found the soggy tissue and decided he would pick it up and take it with him.
I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike.
Alright.
It was the scrap of material I'd found in the sewer.
Good. Let's go up here. I am now...
Hold it right there, you sewer rat. I knew you'd come back. And now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out
Trespassing?
immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that. Keep your distance, monsieur.
Okay.
Now, What were you looking for?
I don't know who these two assholes are, but I was looking for a clown.
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up? Mon Dieu, that is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu. Then, the man I chased, do you think that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well, yes, it had crossed my mind.
Probably.
Ah, that still does not explain what you are doing down the sewer.
I was looking for the
All I
clown.
know, you are in league with him.
That is
Oh,
a
no,
possibility.
I'm just a tourist.
Most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm gonna ask you about this clown again.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
What is there to tell? He was a typical criminal type, just like you.
The waitress.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
Oh, hey, she isn't hurt, is she?
No, she's fine.
Oh, thank heavens. A poor girl like her isn't safe with the likes of you roaming the streets.
Can't you understand? I'm not a gangster. I'm an American tourist.
Ah, that's what you say.
Alright, Plantard.
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't. Who is he?
The man who was killed in the cafe. I'm gonna find the guy responsible. I'll find him. Even if it means following him down every sewer in every city in Europe.
Bravo! Ah, you need some sensible boots. You won't get far in those stupid sneakers.
Well, that's probably fair. How about a suitcase?
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
I didn't notice. Now are you going to leave? Or do I have to call the police?
Perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card?
What is this? Inspector Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you. And I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you.
Indeed.
It's your posture, your poise. Oh, yes. There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should know. I was in the army, you know. When I was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert.
Great.
How can I help you, Inspector?
What Wizard says, Mustachio here admires your drive to go into many sewers. He's a regular Mario brother. Mario Brothers French now? They'll have to redo that voice acting in the N64 game for the special edition.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an armlock. His face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron. But he did not know what he was up against. Oh no. He made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture.
How about the waitress?
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her. Quite well, you could say. She came to work at the cafe 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really? So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais oui. Who else would I find to cut my toenails?
Yourself?
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
How about this briefcase?
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, it was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Like a baby.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know. But the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Can you tell me anything about this, manhole cover lifting apparatus?
This is what I used to open the manhole cover.
I have one just the same as that, monsieur. I will fetch it if you like.
No, don't bother.
Oh, it is no bother, monsieur.
Nah, forget it.
Just trying to be helpful, monsieur.
Can you tell me anything about this clown nose?
Take a look at this false nose.
Aha! That
This
looks
false
like a
nose.
clown's nose to me.
It's quite convincing as a
Precisely.
nose.
He must have dropped it in his panic.
Unless he wanted you to find it.
Why would he want to do that?
To put you off the scent.
Alright. How about this, soggy tissue I found down in the sewer? Can you tell me anything about this?
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur. It's disgusting. What on earth possessed you to show it to me? Someone had emptied their nostrils into it.
Fair enough. How about this thing I found in the sewer?
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
Ah, that is the same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
Alright, well.
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. A pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
Tell me more about this jacket.
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romany seamstress.
Just my luck. Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He
Excuse me.
changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind.
A mastermind.
What was the name on the label?
Ah, it was a foreign name. Todrick, I think.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only a telephone number.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding.
Pretty
That's
good
his
memory
phone
there.
number?
Yes, that's it. A little trick with numbers that I learned in the desert. I was taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's incredible.
It comes in handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm glad I do not rely on honesty to pay the bills.
That is quite fair. Well, I must be off, good sir.
I have to be going. Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Vraiment? I was only doing my duty, monsieur. Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
I should pick up the cards of more people. If I pick up the card of a lawyer, maybe I can start practicing law.
So the clown had escaped into the sewer, come up into the courtyard, and then slipped back into the street here. It wasn't much, but it was more than the cops had got.
Alright, so I'm assuming that I can probably use this phone to call that guy Todrick.
Hello? Who is this? Hi. My name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No. No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Ah, thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
Wizard says Todrick the Owl. Oh, Graham! Alright, Plantard. Do you know anything about Plantard, Mr. Todrick?
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
No, I never heard of him.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never heard of Plantar.
Tell me more about this man you've never heard of.
I expect Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper, listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar won't be coming home.
You forgot the puppy.
Huh?
The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's voice.
Well, maybe they don't have a dog. What do you think?
I don't know Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
Tell me about this clown.
What do you know about the clown who bombed the Café de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
You're cool, Todrick. But I think you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
Alright, well, Todrick, you have been as unhelpful as your brother Cedric.
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Not the most, not the most respectful send-off to poor Todrick there, George. Okay, I know a little bit more, so I will contact Nico.
Hello, Nico Coulard.
Hello? It's George.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment later this afternoon?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come over.
I was used to working alone, but I had to admit it felt good with George on the case too. But there were some things I was going to have to do alone, and fast. I needed the answers to some questions. Who was the costume killer? And why did he murder Carchon? Why did Carchon ask for me to interview him? How did he know my father? And why was my editor so scared? There was some kind of secret war going on out there, but who was on which side? One thing I did know. I wasn't going to get the answers sitting at my desk.
Alright, well. What's up in my apartment here?
My first Teddy. Never had a boyfriend as loyal as him.
Well, if your definition of loyalty is being dead and sitting on a shelf, then... there's this elephant box here.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Carchon's. The box was one of the few things my father left me. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Carchon's.
And I don't have any keys that might open it, do I? No. Can I pick the lock with a hairpin? No. Okay. Well, I tried. see, I looked at that. How about this thing?
You have no messages.
Alright, I have no messages. Thank you, Droopy Dog.
It was a photograph of my father, the first one I ever took, with the first camera he ever bought me.
Alright. A photograph of my father. How about the stereo? Can I play some sick tunes?
No, I'm not giving up.
That was a short song. What was it says? Oh man, another game with a good answering machine voice. Yep, Tex Murphy also had a good answering machine voice, I must admit. Hannah Space Stan quotes the answering machine, which in Tex Murphy, which would always say, "You have a fax," because in the year 2113, people are still using fax machines. But I guess it makes about as much sense to use them then as it does to use them now. Who's this lady? Let's talk to her.
Mademoiselle Collard.
Oh, hello there. Don't tell me. I'm going to meet a tall, dark man.
No, I don't think so. Why would you say that?
Just a wild guess.
Is her
Anyway,
florist
your cousin's
also
female
her
and
fortune
very
teller?
pretty.
What?
Your cousin from Marseille. How could you forget her so soon? She was only in your apartment yesterday.
Ah, really?
Such a charming young girl.
Isn't she? And in my apartment, you say?
She let herself in, of course. She's got a key.
That's
Suddenly,
disconcerting.
everything made sense. My apartment had been bugged. That was how Plantard knew all about my article. How did I know? Because the only cousin I have is a sweet little guy called Jean-Marc, who runs a patisserie in Le Touquet. These people were determined, which meant they were also very dangerous.
Damn. Can you tell me anything about the waitress?
I suppose she'd forgotten
Or
which
not the
apartment
waitress,
was
but
mine.
my cousin.
Oh, Miss
My
Collard,
so-called cousin.
you're a mind reader. That's just what she said.
Oh, I bet it was. Well, I'd better be going. See what my sweet cousin's been getting up to.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Alright. Well, let's go. Oh, a map. This is a regular, regular Gabriel Knight. Let's go back to the cafe, I guess. Hello, good sir. Another French laborer, I see.
Hello, could I ask you some questions?
That depends. Are you a cop?
No, I'm a journalist.
Bit late, aren't you? They already took away the body.
I'm doing a follow-up on this story.
Alright, tell me about this mustachioed man.
Tell me, are you related to the workman I saw digging the hole?
Don't talk to me about flobage. Pah!
Okay.
He just won a fortune on the horses and he won't give me a cent.
Well, it's his money.
When he was broke, he was happy to touch
Nice.
me for a loan. Brothers should look after each other, he used to say. He's changed his tune, now he's brassed up.
Alright, can you tell me about this man?
You're doing a fine job.
Damn right I am. You should be writing about me, not that idiot that got blown up.
Sure.
Heroes who pick up the pieces when disaster strikes.
Exactly.
Well, give me your best smile and maybe I'll put your picture in the article.
Oh, right. Just give me a minute to do my hair.
While you're
The
doing that,
police have
I will go
removed
into the
body,
cafe.
but nothing else looked disturbed.
Alright, I will look at this mirror.
Oops, stupid thing.
I'm not sure what just happened. Ah.
A panel had been blown away, revealing a gap. From this angle, I could see that something had been lodged in the gap behind the pipes.
Okay. Something has been lodged behind the pipes, you say?
Behind the table were some damaged pipes.
Voila!
The police and forensic teams had missed a vital piece of evidence. Some kind of pouch. On the pouch was the cross symbol of Carchon's organization. I was on the right track.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a look here.
On the pouch was the cross symbol. Inside the pouch were two items. A strange metallic artifact and a letter in some kind of code.
Ah, good. Another coded message. This artifact.
The artifact had a sword laid across scales. The scales of justice. I wondered if this connected to the room at the quayside.
Alright. Well, might as well...
Another coded message using the same cipher system. So, Plantard was involved with Carchon.
Okay. So, this is the same kind of thing, same kind of dealio I did before, I guess. Alright. So, I am going to start with short words. Or try to, at least. Was, it could be like was, or and. Let's try and. Considering the length of the sentence, it seems likely. So I want... A... Oops, not that. This. N... And... D. Alright. Everything jives so far? Well, I haven't completed any words, so we'll see. Let's see. 3-letter word. Oh, okay. This name was from before, Yamada. So, assuming that I got and right, I think this is Yamada. That would make sense. Yamada was a name that appeared in the last letter I decoded. So, let's get this, and then an M. Everything's still square, Yamada, and... okay. That is a 2-letter word starting with M. It's probably me, would be my guess. So that gets a vowel. Everything's still pretty square. And... okay. Two-letter word. E, and it's not me. He. B. He. Let's try he. He. Okay, here's a 3-letter word. It could be the. It could be she. Let's try the, I guess. So it's the sickle thing. And... okay, so... okay, apostrophe T doesn't really make any sense here. But apostrophe S would make more sense. So I think it's probably an S. Making it she. Give a minute. Yeah, she. Okay. Apostrophe S. Everything looks good. S-A blank E, safe, same. Okay, this is definitely have. So I'll change. Gets us another vowel. Or no, it doesn't give it gives us a V, which is not a vowel. Have must. That could be must. U-S. T. Alright. Ah, this is probably plantard. So, P... And then this thing is L. And that thing is R. This thing. Pierre. I think that was a name that appeared before as well. Enter Pierre killed, so this is a K. Pierre killed. Murderer must have something trail. Okay, followed is gonna be, that would make the most sense. Followed. Ah, an O, that's helpful. Followed W. Okay. Must have followed trail from Arno and Yamada. He will come for us. Come for us now. We must be vigilant. That thing is this.
Plantard. Pierre killed. Murderer must have followed trail from Arno and Yamada. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant. Thierry's girl broke into Pierre's safe. She worries me. Imelda. So much for Imelda's innocence. Plantard was working for her, and for Canchon. But why did Plantard want to meet? Was it a trap? Or maybe he was in too deep and needed me to tell the story, whatever the story was. One thing was clear. It was a story worth killing for.
All right. Well, let's keep solving this mystery. Maybe we can even rewrite history. DuckTales,
There was nothing
woo.
of interest beyond some bloody debris.
Okay. Nothing else in here?
Hey, what about my photos?
Of course. How could I forget?
Well, I'm waiting. Get your camera out.
Camera. Oh, I forgot. It broke.
Alors, they should never send a woman to do a man's job.
Well, this woman had fooled him easily enough. And found the evidence the police had missed.
I will hold on to this evidence, obscure it from the police, and thus obstruct justice. Just another day in the life of Nico Collard, I guess.
The strange metal artifact I found in Plantard's pouch had pointed back to the quayside.
An hour later. Alright, I am back at the quayside. Am I going back in here now?
The slab was too heavy for me to lift.
Of course it was. As we know, there's only one way to do this. Is it this? Alright. Back here. Alright, back to Donald Trump's campaign office. What is this?
A door like that always has something important behind it. I had to find a way to unlock it.
Okay.
A door like that. A door like...
Not sure.
Lady Justice stared out from a stone door, which was locked and reinforced with steel bands. A slot next to the safe door. All I had to do was find something to fit into it. It was like being back in kindergarten. All I needed now was a shape that would fit the slot.
Oh, okay. I think I know. I have this thing with Lady Justice on it. Should go in there. Ha!
Plantard's key fitted the lock, so he must have used this place too.
Alright. Plantard was working for the Trump campaign.
A photograph had been torn up.
Oh boy, is this going to
I could
be...
just arrange the pieces.
Oh man, I thought I had gotten rid of these. Alright, at least this one looks like it might be a little bit easier than the ones in Max Turfy. Okay. Oh boy, here I am rearranging, assembling photographs again. That's what I do best. Oh man, alright. Let's, that shouldn't be too bad. So I think just construct her face.
God. It can't be.
That seems pretty obvious. Another part of... There should be like a piece with her... here, I think. There's a piece with her ear. Neck. I think that's this. Hannah Space Dan says, yeah, this isn't nearly as stupid as the Tex Murphy ones. So far, it does not seem to be so bad. No, I think that goes... How about this? No. There we go. I think. Or maybe not. It looks kind of weird. See, this seems... Oh, there we go. And then I need something... like... that. And like this. Yes. All right. All right, now we can start, should be able to start assembling edges. Maybe. So what is the edge piece going to look like there? That doesn't work. Doesn't quite cut the mustard, does it? There we go. That is something, at least. Right, so we're looking for I think that's right. Nice corner piece there. And yeah, that's the one. And then this goes here, and this goes here, and goes there, and this goes back, this here. Okay, not too bad.
There was no doubt about it. It was a picture of my father.
All right.
Papa, oh God. After what I'd gone through, I thought I could face anything, but not this. My father, the one person in the whole world who I truly admired,
Worked for the
standing
Trump
with
campaign.
Cauchon, while those murderers carried on with their evil work. My father, grinning at the camera. I couldn't believe it.
Panda Space Dan says she needed that last
I
corner piece to
realized that I
confirm it.
desperately
Yep.
needed to get to the bottom of this story, and that I really needed George.
All right. Later that afternoon. Oh boy. I get to play as George again. It would be years before George finally would meet up with his pal Lenny.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
Ah, the fortune-telling
no
florist.
I'm very good. It only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
Tell me about this Nico chick.
Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see, because of the dam. The landlord said he'd fix it before winter sets in. He's been saying that for 3 years.
Alright, tell me more about Nico.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating. It's a struggle to keep warm. The only
Sounds
reason
like my
I stay
apartment.
is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
What Wizard says, 6 burns on fortune tellers. Yep.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too
Can't
proud,
trust
if you ask
Flores.
me.
Tell me more.
Have you seen anyone out here watching Mademoiselle Collard's apartment?
Yes, I have. A strange man. Tall and thin as a broomstick.
Come to
He
think of
gets
it, he was a
inflated.
broomstick.
But I saw his eyes peering from evil little slits.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with an hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, but he didn't have Bogart's charisma. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his buttocks like that.
I suppose not.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Mademoiselle Collard?
No, monsieur.
Tell me about these flowers that you sell.
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Yikes. Well, thanks for telling me. What other flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity?
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about
You're
me.
buying her
What
flowers?
about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris, the flame of passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat.
Alright, well, no flowers are good, I guess. She did a good job of persuading me not to buy anything that she's selling.
I've changed my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know? How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
Alright, tell me more about this fortune telling.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe. I figure it's a kind of natural safety mechanism. Either that, or I don't have a future.
That would be sad. How about this manhole cover lifting tool that I have? Can you tell me the future of this thing?
What do you make of this tool?
Is it something a dentist would use?
No, it's for raising manhole covers.
Formidable.
I don't know what your dentist... What kind of dentist do you have, lady? How about this clown nose? Can you tell me anything about this fortune-telling lady?
Do you recognize this nose?
No, monsieur.
How about this, Can you tell me anything about this soggy tissue that I found in a sewer earlier?
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Nothing.
Alright. How about this piece of fabric I found in the sewer?
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
Alright, well, I have no more use for you, Ms.
See you later.
Fleur.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Aha. A true fortune teller. I will enter Nico's apartment.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Hi.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George.
Nicole? I guess that's what Nico's nickname
beer?
for.
And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers underneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck. Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
My editor told me to drop this story. Can you believe it?
But you're not going to do that.
Oh, no.
Although that did
I'm going to
happen
find out
before
what's
I
behind
met
this
you, but
thing.
whatever.
It just doesn't add up. It almost feels like some sort of conspiracy.
The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders.
The press don't connect them at all.
They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
Yeah, tell me about yourself, Nico.
Tell me more about yourself.
There's nothing much to tell.
Well, how'd you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought me my first camera. I was 8, and my parents had just split up.
Did you live with your father?
Yes. My mother went off with her new boyfriend. I didn't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted me to study art. That's why I went to college.
Just like a father, wanting their children to study art.
Did you learn about photography at college?
God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry
Squirrel
was the time
hair,
I
the
did
perfect
printing.
medium.
I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Tell me about the clown.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arnaud Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it. Millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What
Snowman?
about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium.
How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown.
I had been about to add mine to the list, but stopped myself. I really didn't want to have to explain to George about my father's involvement with Cachon.
You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you this, I will not be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance for a big break.
Or an early death.
Can you tell me about this manhole color cover lifting device that I found?
This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Fascinating, George.
You're not interested, are you?
Of course I am. I think it was very brave of you to go down those sewers.
Yeah? Well, it was kind of scary, but, well, I had a job to do.
Can you tell me about this clown nose?
I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Who hired the clown costume? How about this? Can you tell me anything about this soggy tissue I found in the sewers?
I found this tissue down the sewer.
That's disgusting, George.
No. I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use, or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
How about this piece of fabric I found in the sewers, Nico?
I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants.
Ah,
The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh, no?
Take a close look at his right cheek.
A scar in the shape of a horseshoe.
Or a
Ah.
crescent moon.
they call him Horseshoeman.
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Well, the plot thickens. Now we know that our father was involved in all of this in some kind of disturbing way. And we've gotten to know this fellow George a little bit better. According to this thing, we are about a quarter of the way done with the game. So it sounds like this will be a little bit shorter than Tex Murphy and the Pandora Directive, thankfully. So I suppose I will play some more tomorrow. Until then, hope you have a good night and a good Tuesday. Farewell.